Many people do not fully grasp the time, effort, and resources that go into supplying a large population with safe, reliable, and plentiful water. The city of Aspen enjoys some of the best water in the country. Here, we see how water moves from a raw natural resource through the various stages of filtration and treatment to the public and back into a natural watershed. Maroon Lake is one of the most iconic water bodies in Colorado. It lies at 9,580 feet above sea level and is fed by snowmelt from the Maroon Bells and other mountains in the valley to the south. Because there is no human population, agricultural, or industrial operations located upstream, a rarity as municipal water sources go, this water is already some of the purest in the nation when it reaches the treatment facility. Maroon Creek flows for fewer than 10 miles before it is partially diverted into the holding reservoir at the treatment facility. Similarly, nearby Castle Creek is also partially diverted to feed the holding reservoir. Here it is pictured flowing by the Aspen Music School, close to the intake pipe for the treatment facility. These two high alpine creeks are the two sources for the entire town of Aspen's water needs. After being pumped up in intake tunnels, water from the creeks is stored in the holding reservoir. About 4 million gallons can be stored here, which is not even half the amount the facility treats in a day during the summer months. Thus, the water does not spend very much time here. The storage reservoir's primary purpose is to allow the turbid water to lie still and clear up as much as possible. Turbidity is the measure of water clarity. Because the treatment facility's source of water is runoff in high alpine creeks, turbidity is the chief concern, especially during spring when the waters can flow violently down the creeks. The water's turbidity level is around 0.5 units of turbidity when it leaves the plant, but can be as high as 60 when it enters the holding reservoir during spring runoff periods. The calmest water is transferred from the holding reservoir to an outdoor clarifier. Large mechanized paddles stir the water, separating out small pebbles, sand, and other particles. The water then goes into indoor flocculation tanks that coagulate remaining particles and churns the water constantly. Again, the goal is to settle sediment to the bottom. Turbidity is monitored constantly. Systems operators can shut down the system if turbidity reaches unacceptably high levels at any stage during the treatment process. If the water has reached acceptable turbidity levels, it can undergo the treatment process. Here, small levels of chlorine are added. Chemical content is closely monitored. Anthracite is a hard, compact variety of coal with a high carbon content and few impurities. The fine particulates, or sand, are used to filter the water. Water is randomly tested by hand at least twice daily to ensure that it is up to plant standards. The treated water, ready for distribution to Aspen residents and visitors, is stored in a protected underground reservoir located underneath these solar panels. The facility outputs between 5 and 10 million gallons of potable water per day, depending on the season. The drinkable water is distributed around town, available by the push of a button or turn of a knob. The city of Aspen has made a strong push to encourage residents and visitors to ditch plastic bottles and instead drink Aspen tap water. Fountains are placed conveniently throughout the downtown area. The motto is "Better than bottled." With an EPA rating of 100 out of 100, that may very well be the case. Water is also used to irrigate turf lawns. Unused water, as well as runoff from irrigation systems, is returned to the Roaring Fork River, one of the primary tributaries of the Colorado River. The Roaring Fork merges with the Colorado River, pictured here outside of Grand Junction. It is used for irrigation, recreation, and municipal purposes as it flows into Lakes Powell and Meade. There, it is held until needed by Arizona and California, which receive millions of acre-feet of water per year from Colorado, including water from pristine Maroon Lake. Aspen residents should consider themselves lucky to get the first taste from this beautiful and essential natural resource.